Okay, the piece of software we're going to use to create our Python programs is called REPL. It's available in the cloud, so you can Google search for it and it brings you to this. Then if you click on the link, you will be asked to create an account, which is very straightforward. Just use your email address and we'll eventually end up with a setup like this. There are other, they call them an integrated development environment. There's other programs available for making Python programs. The most common one is called Idle, that's provided by Python themselves. There's other ones as well, they've got lots of extra functions. But the beauty of this one is if whether you're using a Mac or whether you're using a PC or even in fact you're using a tablet, you'll be able to use all three of those with REPL. And also, therefore, for all I'm using a PC, your screen will be the same as mine, and that will hopefully make it easier for you to understand what we're trying to do. To start off, we're going to talk about output today and how we display stuff to the screen. So I'm going to press New REPL. I'm going to choose Python. REPL can handle various different languages, but Python is obviously the top one there. And I'm going to put this about output. Now, it's just loading up. On the right-hand side, we're going to see what would be displayed on the computer screen when the program is run. On this window here is where we're going to type our computer code. We may end up later on having programs that have got several files making up the one program, so you would see those listed here. The numbers appear for you automatically, see the numbers of the line numbers of your program. And the first program that any computer programmer should create, whatever language they're learning, is called Hello World. Print has then brought up these brackets automatically and these inverted commas. You need an even number of all of them. So if we've got an opening bracket, we must have a closing bracket. If we've got an opening inverted comma, we must have a closing inverted comma. And if one of them's missing, you'll get an error. This simple program is just one line, print hello world, and when I press run, it processes and it displays hello world in the output window. If I were to remove the bracket and then try running it, it's giving me an error message here. It's saying that the error is on line 2. Now, we can actually see that there is no line 2, and that's something to look out for when you get errors when you're creating programs. That sometimes it will give you the line number below where the error actually is. Here it's obvious it must be in the first line, and it's even actually put a little red squiggly line where it thinks we should be putting this bracket in. But interestingly, if you've got a 10-line program and it says the error is on line 3, you look at line 3, you can't see an error. Have a look at line 2 and maybe that will reveal the answer. This is just over one line. We could have 2 lines of code displaying on 2 separate lines. This is the first line, and underneath I'll put another print statement. This is the second line. Right, 2 lines of code displaying on different lines. The more, if you want your program to be efficient and to run quicker, you would actually want to have as few lines of code as possible. So actually, it's possible for me to do this over one line. I delete this, put it here. I can use a special code, which is \n. Oh, I don't want it to appear here, I want it to appear right in here. So when I run it, what \n, and we can see it's in a slightly different color from the rest of the text. What \n is telling the computer is to take a new line. If it was just n on its own, it would display an n and it's all going to be on one line. But the backslash is telling the computer that it's a special character. We also have other special characters, such as \t, which stands for a tab. The tab key on your keyboard moves in a certain number of spaces. So when we run this, let's now put supposedly several spaces between these. We could do a number. So \n should give us not only a new line, but there's also going to be a blank line in between them. And we could do \n/t, so we can use combinations of these. So it's taken a new line and it's tabbed it in.